Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Mindy, and I am here with a whip and chat for the week, working on my beautiful Chuck Pinson. Which one is it? You might want to know. It is Sunrise by the Sea. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm about right here where my thumb is right now. That's about where I'm at. I've done two rows on this side over here. I'm on my second row over here, and I'm getting up to the top. That's where I'm at. I don't have my light pad on yet. I wanted to see if you could see the AB action in this sky. It's like holy guacamole, right? Holy guacamole. Okay, first of all, let's just give you a little perusal here. This is all AB right here. This is all AB right here. There's more here. This whole strip, I got to get this little section. It goes down here. This whole thing right here is all yellow AB through here. And then it kind of fades right into the white AB and there's yellow AB around here as well. There's more yellow AB here. It is crazy town how much AB is in here. And then of course, the boats down here, the sails covered with AB. I mean, it's crazy how much AB is in there. Now, I'm going to turn my light pad on now so I can see what I'm up against here. But I'm used to ABs where you get, there's a few in the flowers, a few here, a few there, a little in the water. This color blocking stuff with AB, yeah, I'm not used to that. So I have been switching back and forth. I have Not Your Mama's Mud in my multiplacer. I have nothing in this one right now, so let's load that puppy up. But fresh Not Your Mama's Mud doesn't work on the ABs. It just pulls them. It just pulls the stuff right out of your pen, right? So I have to load it up. I have to do a little regular drill first. So that's what I'm going to try. Actually, I brought out a secondary pen today. I brought out another pen. I have a pen that I just have purple wax in the single placer end. I still have Not Your Mama's Mud in this end. I don't know. I got to get through these big sections of AB. I got to get through them. They're taking me a long time because they won't pick up, and that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Let's try this pen first. Let's just give this one a go. See if this Not Your Mama's Mud has been used enough that it'll pick up the ABs for me. I don't know. Let's see. Sorry, I'm jumping right into like details and info about the painting rather than anything else, but that's okay. All right, let's try and see if this will pick up these ABs. Well, it is right now. Okay. The other thing I have been trying, and it does work for some crazy reason, is if you do a few ABs, okay, and then switch out to regular drills. Don't do anything to the wax or whatever you got in your pen, but just switch to regular drills and go back and forth. Regular drills, AB. Regular drills, ABs. I mean, until it stops being sticky. When it stops picking up the ABs, then switch. Go to your regular drills for a while, and then come back. And for some really strange reason, I don't understand the phenomenon, but it works. And then they'll start picking up again with the ABs. So that's what I've been doing. It's not a perfect solution, but it works somewhat, somewhat well. Anyhow, I just want to get these ABs on here. There's so many, so many. It's taking me forever to do this one section because of all this AB. It's beautiful. I mean, it is totally worth it because it's absolutely stunning, but it's just kind of slowing down the process a bit, So we're getting creative with it. We're going to make it work. This one, see, this pen's working good right now. I mean, it's picking up everything. And the thing that's so weird, and I don't know if it happens to you, but I'm using my 4-placer. I could be using more, but a 4-placer is enough of a challenge to get 4 in the pen, because sometimes it'll pick up 3 and say, the way I'm doing it now, it'll pick up 3 at the bottom and it won't grab the top one. Then I'll roll and I'll grab the top one and the bottom one falls off. Why does that happen? Why does that happen? Why will it be that they're sticking in one spot and then they don't stick in that spot, but they'll stick at the other? I don't understand. ABs are they're a whole breed to themselves, aren't they? They're beautiful, but man, they can give you, see, like right now, it picked up 3 and then I moved it and it dropped some that were sticking. I don't know. Crazy town. We'll get through them. We will get through them. I got another pen sitting at the ready, and if I have to, I'll just go do some regular drills for a while and we'll come back. What I should have is an additional tray in here, so I could just leave these ABs in here and bounce back and forth. That would have been a great plan now, wouldn't it? No, did I think of that? I thought of grabbing another pen, but did I think of grabbing another tray? No, of course not. Well, I got a little tray over here. I do. It's got some it's got some drills in it, but I can move them. I accidentally dumped just a small little tray full of drills into the wrong container. So as I've been working with that color that I put the wrong drills in, I've been pulling them out. See, I got these little dark ones. I can put these away. I'll just put these away because I know which color they are. They go in here. Oh, no, not that one. I'm wrong. It's not that one. Oh, don't put them in the wrong thing again. Nope, it's not that one either. Where did they go? Maybe I won't do that because I thought I knew which color they were. Oh, no. Darn, they're kind of like a reddish brown. Okay, maybe I won't do that. Cow. Thought I had it all going. It's this one. Okay, it's this one. All right, we'll put these back in here. Then I got another tray. Let me verify. Are you the right ones? Do you ever do this? Are you the right color? Huh. Yep, it's this one. Okay, then go in here. All right. You go in there. And then we will take these AB and we'll put them in here. How's that? We'll put them in here. Hang on. And then I'll go to regular drills in this tray. Are you guys enjoying this? My thought process and my finagling. I'm finagling. That's what I'm doing. I'm finagling. Oh, well, learn from my mistakes, see what works, what doesn't work. Okay, there. See how that works? Oop, bang, bang, boom, boom. Here, hang on. There, we'll leave the ABs in here, and we'll pop back and forth. ABs, regular drills, ABs. See, now these are working. I'm only doing 2, but they're working. We'll keep going as long as it's working. Keep going. There's not that many left. Come on. All right. Yep, they're working still. Okay. So anyhow, it's a beautiful painting. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've done really well. This is my 27th section, and whatever today is, I don't know what the date is, but I'm ahead. I'm ahead of my 1 section a day goal that I had. I was trying to 1 section a day. I think I was 2 ahead yesterday, but I didn't finish this section. Now I'm probably back to just 1 day ahead. 1 section ahead of my goal. So it won't finish the painting, that's for sure, by the end of September. But I've got a really, really, really good start. I mean, will I be halfway? I don't know. I'll have to check that out when I finish these last two sections. I got this one and this one. And then I'll take it off my table, readjust, figure out where I'm headed next. So I'm to the middle. I've done both edges, 2 rows on both sides. So we'll be doing the middle next. The question is, do I want to go top to bottom again, or do I want to go across? I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. I'll figure that out when I take this off this table and look at it. My thought is if I go across the top, I can get all of this sky done. This is all sky over there. We got some trees coming in here, but most of it's sky. And then the top of the lighthouse comes in. I don't know. I don't know. What would you do? What would you do? So I'm loving it. I listened to Maritz's Whip and Chat last night. Poor girl. I always feel bad for Maritza because she's so busy. She works full time and she's working overtime and she has her dad to take care of. And then she does all of the spreadsheets for the Chuck Along. I always feel bad for her that she does all that. I always offer to help and she's like, no. Because once I get it done, it's really easy. Once I get people's names in there, then it's easy to just go add posts and things like that. And it would be harder for me to try to get in there and, know where she left off, first of all, things like that. And she's always like, no, it's fine. I got it. And she always does. She always does literally have it. But I know she was saying in her Whip and Chat, I just listened to it, that she doesn't have week 1 done yet. And I'm like, oh, Maritza, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. But then there's really not much I can do. I would if I could. But she's like, I get it done. I always get it done. I'm always behind, but I haven't been this far behind before. She said, but don't worry, I got it. I'm like, I know she does, but I just feel bad with everything she's got going on. Love that girl. I still want to go see her sometime in New York. That's a goal of mine. A goal of mine is to take a little trip to New York and be able to go see Maritza and have her show me around a little bit. Not that she needs to babysit me and spend my whole time there with her or anything, but take a day. Say, hey, show me what you know about New York. Show me the insider stuff of New York, Got to do that. I got to talk Dale into it. Dale, we have a timeshare in New York. We could stay in the city. We could. I can't remember. It's one of the hotels there that's a Westgate, and we could stay there. We need to do that. Help me talk him into it. Anyhow, it would be a blast. It would really be a blast, So Dale's just not much into the big city life, but we don't have to go for a long time, Maybe we could just do a weekend or something. Maybe I could talk him into a weekend. Maybe a long weekend, something like that. So, Maritza, I'm working on it. Okay. Oh boy. Keep posting, guys. Keep posting. This is week 4. This is where you can post a progress. Like I could post mine right now. I could post a progress. I won't get a finish, but if you get a finish, then come back by the end of the week and post your finish. So you can have 2 posts this week. Progress and a finish. Please take advantage. Take advantage of that. Make sure you post a progress. Even if you finish, make sure you get a progress point too, You want to get all the points you can get. All the points you can get. We have 4, am I right? 4 gift cards to give away. And I believe 4 paintings to give away that people have donated. One, somebody bought me this painting, and I had already purchased it for myself, so I'm going to give the other one away. I have one that Molly gave me last, oh, I'm wrong, I forgot something. Last Chuck-along, and for some reason, I don't remember the circumstances, but we didn't end up giving that one away. Maybe somebody had it, and they said, give it to somebody else, and we didn't go do a redraw or anything. But I've got that one. I've got one that Debbie Rice sent me. Who's the other person? I can't remember. I'm so sorry. But somebody else is donating a painting, and I think they're going to ship it. And then this is what I forgot, is that we have from my friend Nikki in Australia has, I think it's two paintings, I think, that she is going to give away to somebody in Australia. So Maritza is notating in her spreadsheet who's Australian, and you're up for possibly winning one of those Australian shipped paintings from Nikki. So there you have it. All right, I finished the ABs in that section. Whew, I can move on. Look, and then I didn't even need to deal with the tray and all that. Anyhow, I got the other drills put away where they were supposed to go. That's a good thing. Okay. Thank you, little pen. You worked great. You worked just great. I pulled that one out this morning just because I wanted to have a second pen in here. And I loved the colors of this. Look at how perfect was this for like this painting, the oranges and the sky and things like that. I love it. It's pretty. Pretty, pretty pen. All right. Here we go. So yeah, we've got lots of prizes. We've got lots of great prizes. I have some other things to give away. I might do a little small package. I have a couple of the Groots that were donated from Carissa. I still have a couple of those to give away. I have some cover minders from Saban. Speaking of Saban, sweet Saban, look at that cover minder. Is that not the most beautiful cover minder? Look at the handle on the pail moves. Have I ever shown you that? The handle moves. I love it. Just love that cover minder. There's not a sunflower in this painting, but there are lots of flowers. And so I just pulled out sunflower papers, sunflower cover minder. It worked. Okay. It just worked. But it's beautiful. I love, love, love that cover minder. It's so pretty. I know you're all jealous, right? Don't be jealous. Just go to Saban's shop on Etsy and go buy one. That's how that works. Just go get yourself one. They're so pretty. Anyhow. Yeah, lots of good prizes. All right. And we'll do a live. It probably, I mean, this event ends. Does it end on Saturday? I think it ends on Saturday. So we won't have time to do a live on Saturday. I mean, Maritza needs some time after the event is over to get the spreadsheets done and stuff like that. So it will probably be the week after. If she's available, if she's not completely worn out and, you know, passed out in her recliner. She might be passed out in her recliner even when we do go live. I don't know. That could happen. Oh, boy. So, anyhow, good prizes. And we'll give them away probably the week after the event ends. So, it'll be in October. But we'll get it all squared away and we'll have a live and we have a good time because, you know, Maritza and I together, we have a great time. It'll be a fun live. There you go. All right. Don't work too hard, Maritza. Whenever you get a chance to watch my video, I know you will. You always do. But, I mean, it might be after the event's over. I don't know. Just know how much I appreciate you and love you. Okay? You're awesome. All right. What's going on besides this? Well, I just spoke of Saban. one of my goals today is to do a video about No One Fights Alone. And that is the event that Saban and I are doing in October, the entire month of October. And it is a cancer awareness, cancer support. It's cancer support. We'll call it that. That's what it is. Type of event. Because, if you don't know somebody, if you have not been touched by cancer in some way, personally you had it, someone you know has had it, gone through it, fought it, survived it, or not survived it, you're a very rare person, because cancer, oh my gosh, it is everywhere. And it seems like it touches everyone's life in some way, right? Unfortunately, but the whole title of the event, No One Fights Alone, is so true. Um, it takes many people. It takes doctors, family, friends, strangers sometimes even, just to be there to help a person in their cancer journey. So we're not really focusing on one cancer. I mean, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I get my mammogram in October on Halloween. Whoa, what a way to spend Halloween. Should I dress up in a costume? Go get my mammogram on Halloween? Ladies, get your mammograms. Okay, I cannot tell you strongly enough. Get your mammograms. Okay. So it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but we're just focusing on cancer of any variety. Saban has found some beautiful cover minders, and she has found, if you're aware, I should have brought it out, but I'll do that in the announcement video. She has found some beautiful ribbon cover minders, because each cancer kind of has its own colored ribbon. The cancer center in our local hospital, they're a complete cancer center. They have special funding and donations and things, called the Herbert Herman Cancer Center. Herbert and Herman are two doctors. One's a radiology doctor, and I'm not certain. I think the other one is like the chemotherapy type doctor. He does that side of it. But they have a tree. They have a tree in the lobby, and they have all of these colorful ribbons that are cut out. A ribbon. And you can go there when you visit, and you can grab a ribbon for whatever cancer, you're dealing with, or, and you can put it on the tree. So they have this whole tree of ribbons. It's kind of cool. And they also have all of the, they have a list of what each color denotes, like which cancer. We know that pink is breast cancer, but then there's like aqua was ovarian cancer. I think was it last year? No, it was the year before. Year before, I did a cute little gnome for ovarian cancer, because that's really, it wasn't ovarian cancer, but it was the same type of cancer that my mom ended up, passing away from. That she didn't win that battle, but so I did that little gnome for her. But they all have a different color. So Saban has been hunting around looking for different ribbons, in Saban style, of course, very pretty and blingy and colorful. So you could pick up a ribbon to support, whatever cancer has touched your life in some way. I'll talk more about the whole event when I do like an announcement video, which is on my agenda to do today or tomorrow. I got to get that done. I should have had it done already, but life happens. And yeah, so look for that. And I'll just tell you now, just the painting that we'd like you to work on is any painting that reminds you of that person you know that's battled cancer. If it's yourself, it's a painting that means something to you. If it's someone else, you pick a painting that makes you think of them and honors them. Okay? That's how that works. So it's wide open, wide open. We will run that through my Facebook group, Diamond Moments in Krafts. So be aware. I'll talk about all of that in the announcement video. So anyhow, I had an interesting thing happen this morning. It is fall here. Okay. I mean, it's fall everywhere, according to the date. It's not fall here every day. No, it's not. We're in the mode of get up in the morning and put on a tank top and put on a t-shirt and put on a sweatshirt, and maybe you need a jacket too. I don't know. But then, just be prepared to start peeling those things off throughout the day as it gets warmer and goes from like 48 to 70. Or maybe not. Maybe it's a day like yesterday that just stayed in the mid 60s all day, and it was cold and dreary. It wasn't raining. I mean, there might have been a little drizzle here or there, but it wasn't what I would call rain. But it never got warm. It never got warm yesterday. I went to Meijer last night, and this is what I had on. I had on a t-shirt, and then I had on like a long sleeve shirt over the t-shirt. And when we went to Meijer, I threw on a hoodie, a jacket zip up. I'm like, okay, yep. I'm cold. I'm cold. Have I turned the furnace on? Maybe. Maybe. There might have been one or two times that I turned the furnace on for a quick second just to take the chill off, not to leave it on all day or anything like that, but just to take the chill off because it was so cold in the house, Open up the windows sometimes during the day. Definitely have to be closing them up by about, 6 o'clock. It's crazy. It's that time of year. It's that time of year. You just never know. You never know what we're going to get. Be prepared. Be prepared. So the hummingbirds have left. The red-winged blackbirds are gone. I think the killdeer are gone. I don't think I've heard the killdeer. The robins have been gone for a long time. I haven't seen a robin in a while. And there's some other birds. This is what I was going to talk about. There's some other birds, and I don't know what they are, but they're small little birds. In undescript, nothing, no fancy markings to tell you what they are, just like little brown birds, Maybe they're sparrows. See, I have a sweater on right now, but now I'm hot. So time to take off the sweater. Oh, goodness. So I can't tell you what kind of birds they are, but they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Okay. Now, I don't know if they migrate. So if they're like gathering to leave together, I don't know. Sorry. Still allergies because, it hasn't been cold enough to frost yet. So, there's that. The frost hasn't killed all the stuff that makes my sinuses go crazy. Anyhow, so I don't know if they're gathering to migrate, but they're everywhere. This morning, I was letting the dogs out, and I just stood out on the deck for a minute because it was fairly nice. Look, you got a hole. We don't want to drill with a hole. It was fairly nice, and I just stood out on the deck for a few minutes while she was going to the bathroom, and I was listening, and I was like, what in the world? It was definitely birds, but I was like, where are they? where are these birds? It took me a few minutes to realize that they were across the road and they were in a tree on the other side of the street. I couldn't see them. I could not really see them, but I heard them. It was crazy. I was going to go out with my phone and see if I could just record at least the sound, because it was like the whole tree was just humming and bird noises. It was the coolest thing. But when I came in, of course, to get my phone and go back out there, one of the big trucks had come down the road, and that did that. And, they all took off when the big truck went by the tree. So they were all gone. But there must have been hundreds and hundreds of birds in that tree. And it was just like alive with bird song and noises, and it was crazy. So it was kind of cool. I mean, it really was cool. And I really wished I could have gotten it on film, but darn truck came by and foiled my plans. Foiled, anyhow. But yeah, the birds are doing some interesting things. We've had an egret. If you don't know what an egret is, they look like a heron. They're very leggy, long legs, but they're white and they're super pretty. They're really, really pretty. And a couple of times now in the last week or so, I have seen an egret in the pond. One time I just looked out and it was just in the pond, and I got video of it and everything. So watch the next farm video and you'll see the egret a couple times, I think. And then yesterday was funny. I was standing outside again, and sometimes, this is what I try to teach the grandkids. If you just sit or stand outside quietly, it's amazing the things that you can see and hear. The animals will come if you're just quiet, and it's pretty cool when they do. So I was standing out there, and the ducks were in the pond, and all of a sudden I saw a big shadow, big, huge shadow, and the egret comes swooping down over the ducks, flew right over them, and landed in the pond. The ducks were like, whoa, 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 and they all swam to the edge and they got out and they went, the other direction. But the egret just landed in the pond, and just on the edge of the pond, actually, and just stood there. And, I got some did I get video that time? I don't know if I did. But the ducks were so freaked out. They were like, oh, we got to get out of here, Don't know what that is, but it's big. It's a lot bigger than we are, and we're out of here, But that was pretty cool. I mean, we've never had egrets before in the pond. The geese don't even land very often, and that's usually because our ducks are out there, So they don't stop here. But it's so cool when things like that happen. Last night, oh my gosh, there's another one. Last night, Dale and I were downstairs. He was trying to get a TV show for me on the TV downstairs, to no avail. But anyhow, I was standing down there and I was like, what is that noise? What am I hearing? I'm hearing something outside, out the back door. And I kept listening and listening, and I'm finally like, okay, I'm opening the door. I'm going out. I'm gonna see what it is, right? I open the door, and it's dark. And what did I hear? Ooh, 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 ooh. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's an owl, and he's like super close. I mean, he's like across the driveway, probably in a tree right across the driveway in the pasture next door. And I wanted so badly to be able to get that on film but I couldn't. I got my phone and I went back out and tried to get, I think the second I opened the door all the way, I scared it away and it was gone. Anyhow, it's fun. It's so much fun to just live out here in the, wilds of nature. And the things that you can hear and see and experience are so cool. That's why I started the farm videos, so that you guys could see some of those things that happen, The other day, here's another one. The other day, I was over at my daughter's house and we were standing in the yard and I looked out over the cornfield and I was like, look at Shannon, look at that big bird coming this way. I'm like, what is it? And it was all by itself. So at first, my first thought was turkey vulture, but then I was like, no, but it's all alone. And it got closer and closer. And the second it got close enough, we both looked up and went, bald eagle. I'm in my pocket trying to get my camera out, my phone out as quick as I could so I could get it. And I was like, nope, missed that. Shannon did get a picture of it. I'm going to have to ask her to send me that picture of the eagle. And it just flew over, just flying by. Dale has seen a small eagle. He said he thinks it's probably a yearling. It's very small. And it was just flying like down the river, because he's back there a lot working on fences and things for the farmer back there by the river. He saw it just flying down the river. And I'm like, that is so cool. So the eagles are around. We see the eagles more and more lately. It's pretty cool. So there's that. What was I going to say? Something about, the river. The river, I call it a river, but by us, it's really just like a creek. I mean, it gets a little deeper in a couple places, but it's not really wide or anything like that, but it's called the river. We have learned since living here that the river actually starts like a mile east of us is where it actually starts. But the river continues past us and heads towards Grand Rapids. We went to Grand Rapids one day last week to pick up those windows. I'll tell you more about those windows in a second. If you were in my live, you heard something. Anyhow, we kept passing the Thornapple River. And the Thornapple River over there is very big. It's very wide and it is an actual river. So it just kind of gets started by us and then it grows as it heads that direction and is a full-fledged river, at some point. So it's kind of cool to know that, it starts here. So we don't see much, but it starts here and then it just grows and grows and grows. So pretty cool. The trip to Grand Rapids to get the windows, and the windows need to be stained. We've been messing with stain, we got to mix some colors to get it to match, because Lord only knows what the builder who built this house stained it with. We have no idea. So you can't actually ask him either because, he passed away a couple years ago. But we went to get our windows and Dale's been staining them. And then he came in the middle of my live and he was like, he kind of cussed. He was mad. They gave us the wrong window. And I'm like, oh, no. And at that point, I didn't know he had put stain on it because I was thinking, well, just contact them and tell them it's wrong. And, maybe they'll replace it. Well, he'd already stained it. So there would be no replacing that, right? And the thing of it is, we were baffled because it took multiple emails back and forth between the company and Dale and him sending them these little stickers. There's a little tiny sticker. You can hardly see it in the corner of the windows that has all these serial numbers and stuff. And him and this lady went back and forth on all 3 windows we were having replaced to make sure that everything matched. She found the original order. She was trying to match everything up. And that number should have matched what we needed. And it didn't. So instead of getting like a right-hand window, we got a left-hand window. Something like that is what happened. No idea how it happened. Anyhow, Dale has come to the conclusion that it'll be okay. He's like, it'll be fine. He said, I'm just going to flip it upside down. And I'm like, oh, okay, will that work? And he's like, it'll work. He said, yep, it will definitely work because it's in upside down right now. And I'm like, oh, so herein lies the problem, probably, right? Is that we sent pictures of this serial number for this window, which should have been the one that went on the right, but the builder has put it in there upside down, so it's on the left. See the problem? Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. We're just putting that puppy in there. He's going to put it in there. He's going to put it in upside down. I'm like, okay, put it in upside down then. All right, it'll work. Okay, it'll work. Yeah. Now we just have to, he's got to fit there's no we to it. I'm not doing it. I'm the consultant. I'm this consultant when it comes to the stain. I go out and I look and I'm like, that's not dark enough. I think it needs to be more red. I think we need to add this. That's been my job. But he's got a couple coats on there. It's getting there. It's got the little reddishness to it, but now they're not quite dark enough. So I think one more stain, a different stain on top of what's already there to darken them up. And here's the thing, and he had to explain this to me, that when you look at our windows, the window that he's replacing is inside the screen, and we'll hardly see any of it. I mean, you've got to you'd have to take the screen out and really get in there to examine the window. So if it's not a perfect match, I highly doubt anybody is going to know. I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to come over to my house and get in there with a magnifying glass and inspect and all that? I'm like, no. Right? So if we get them close will be good enough, right? Close will be good enough. I just don't want them to be glaringly different. That wouldn't be good. But they're really hard to see anyhow because you see very, very little of the window, the part that we've stained anyhow. So, yeah. Enough about the windows. So I've talked about birds. Talked about windows. What else was there I wanted to talk about? Talked about events. Seems like there was something else. I don't know. Oh, the Lone Star Retreat was over the weekend. And Marissa, who is the head honcho organizer, she's got quite a team now. She started out with just her and her sister doing everything, and now they've got like a full-fledged team that do it. I think there's like 7 or something like that. Sorry, I'm trying to get Not Your Mama's mud out of my tray. I had fresh Not Your Mama's mud, and it wants to stay in the tray. But they were doing a few Instagram lives when they were doing certain things. Like they do this thing called a blessing, a gift or something. That's changed over the years, but they were doing that. And as they were exchanging their gifts with each other, she went live. I watched that for a few minutes. And then door prizes, I watched that for a few minutes. But so Angie's there, my friend Angie's there. Brandy was there. Kara, the principal painter, was there. So my friends were there. I was just kind of interested what was going on. So Angie called me the other night, and she's like, Mindy, she says, I'm having fun. She says, but dang, she says, it is hot. It is hot here. And I knew it was. I had like looked up the weather there, and it was like over 100. When I'd looked it up, it was like 101 at the time I looked it up one day. I'm like, no, thank you. This is why we went to Texas in March, and that's why we went in March. No. I mean, I have given it thought that I would like to go to the Lone Star retreat, but I'm like, no, it's in September. It's still 100 degrees, or at least 90. I mean, it's hot. I'm not going. No, not going. So, so she's like, it's hot. It is so hot. She said, I don't even want to be outside, but you know, it's too hot. And then she said, and here's the other thing. She said, they warned us when we first got here. It was in our opening, announcements to be careful and look for copperheads. I'm like, oh, Jesus. I'm like, you're at like a resort. I think the place is like a golf resort. I'm like, you're at a resort. You have to worry about copperheads at the resort. And she's like, it's copperhead season. I'm like, what? She goes, yeah, it's their season. And the copperheads, if you don't know what a copperhead is, it's a snake, right? It's a poisonous snake. Poisonous, deadly poisonous snake. They're like new ones or something, or hatching. I don't know. It seems weird to me. Doesn't that stuff happen in the spring? But they're little. She said they're like the size of worms, but they're deadly. They're just as deadly. And if they bite you, you could die. I'm like, oh my gosh. So they've warned us, stay on the path. Don't get off the paths. Keep your eyes open. Be aware. I'm like, oh Lord, no. No. I'm like, that's horrible. So we got the heat. We got the copperheads. And then she said she was walking back to her room because they had to go from their room to a crafting space kind of thing. And she heard rustling in the grass. And she's like, oh my God, it's going to be a snake. It's a snake. It's a snake. Oh, the snakes are the size of worms. Did I say that? Like they're just little. Okay, anyhow. But she hears this rustling in the grass. And she'll probably tell this story. I'm probably telling her story. She'll tell it at some point. And she's like, it was a lizard. So they got these little lizards there. And they jump all over. And they jump out at you. And she's like, I'm ready to go home. I'm having fun, but we don't have this crap in Michigan. And I'm like, no, we don't. No. I said, did anybody tell you about the scorpions? And she's like, what? Scorpions? They got scorpions? I'm like, oh yeah. There's scorpions all over the place. I said, they're the size of like crickets. They're not very big, but oh yeah, my brother has them at his house. Oh yeah. And she's just like, oh Lord, right? And I'll tell people, this is why we live in a place where the wind hurts your face. That's like a little saying that people around here will say, Yeah. Does it get cold here? Yes. Do we get snow? Yes. Do we have poisonous snakes? No. Do we have lizards that come out and attack us? No. Do we have scorpions? No. Do we have sharks? No. Our waters are even safe from sharks. We don't have sharks. We have great, beautiful beaches with wonderful water. No sharks. And no salt. That's a saying you'll see on many, many t-shirts and coffee cups and stuff like that. Salt-free, shark-free, but it's beautiful here. So I can handle the snow. I'll take the snow. And you know what? I would say that over the last several years, it hasn't even snowed all that much. It's not like I remember as a kid when we had like the blizzards and stuff where we had so much snow. But it's why I live where I live. It's kind of fitting I'm talking about weather and stuff when I started out talking about weather at the beginning of my WIP and Chat, right? But it's no place is perfect. You know, every area you live has something, but I'm going to say, gall darn it, gall darn it. Michigan is pretty close to perfect. I mean, unless you hate snow, but you know, the snow doesn't last forever. That's the coolest thing about it. We have those months when it's cold. We have months when it's chilly. We have months when it gets warm. It all changes. And nothing stays that way for very long. When you're sick of the heat, it cools off. When you're sick of the cold, it starts to warm up. That's the cool thing about Michigan. And we don't have things here that want to kill us. We don't have things here that try to kill us. That's the other thing. I like it here. I like it. Um, I can't see myself living anyplace else. I really don't. I've lived here my whole life, and you know, I'm a Michigan native, born and bred, and always will be. I love it here. So, and then, all the other things I tell you about, the things that we enjoy here. I mean, I love it. So, anyhow, yeah, pretty interesting. I started talking about weather at first, and now we're back to talking about Michigan. If you ever get the chance to come to Michigan, come. You wouldn't regret it. Okay. With that being said, one last thing. Our retreat here in Michigan, Mingle in the Mitten, that Angie and I are organizing. Our thought with that, the first year here, we're going to a ranch. It's a ranch. Horses, things like that, right? But our thought is, in years to come, we would like to have our retreat be an exploration of Michigan, because there are so many cool things to do in Michigan. We've got lakes, we've got beaches, we've got woods, there's just a plethora of cool things to see in Michigan. And we want to have our retreat kind of be a little tour de Michigan, and host it in different locations so that each year, if you come, you'll get to experience something a little different in our state because it's a great place. It's a great place. All right. I guess that's it. I guess that's all, folks. I'm just about done with this section. I got to finish this and that little tiny bit right there, and then I get to move on to the last section in this row. I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, and that's part of a sail right here of a sailboat or sailboat. It's a sailboat. Hello. And that's the flag. They have a flag at the top. Anyhow, I will stop chatting now and let you go. And I hope you guys have a great week. And what else is there for me to tell you? I'm certain I forgot something, but I'll catch it next time, okay? I'll catch you next time. All right. Have a great week, everybody. Talk to you soon.